Alright, Pinhead. Your time is up.
Who you calling Pinhead?
What is up, my dudes? We're back again with another video, and today, as you saw the title of the video, we're going over the best catcher in every team's history. And this is not my opinion, this is MLB's opinion. This article was written by a few moments later. So, it's by MLB.com. The intro to this is, no one loves a good debate quite like baseball fans, and with that in mind, we asked each of our beat reporters to rank the top 5 players by position in the history of their franchise based on each player's career with their franchise. And the first position they're going over is catchers. If you guys want me to do first baseman, because they've done first baseman already, and they're going to continue to do them while we're under quarantine. So if you guys want me to do all of the positions eventually as they come out, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. I know I say it all the time, but it really helps out the channel and really lets me know if you guys are enjoying the content I'm producing. Let's get right into it. In the first division we're going over is the American League East, and we're starting off with the Blue Jays, Ernie Whitt. So he played from 1977 to 1989, and he was elected to the Canadian Baseball Hall of Fame in 2009. So I'm guessing he didn't actually make the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame, so he made the Canadian Baseball Hall of Fame. So he's pretty good, obviously, since he's the best Blue Jays catcher of all time, and he ranks 6th in franchise history in games played. If you guys want to see this, just go to MLB.com, and it's one of the top articles. And for the Orioles, I agree with this one. Rick Dempsey, he played from 1976 to 1986, and then he came back for 1 year in 1992, which is the year Camden Yards opened. Just fun fact. And the key fact they have here is he caught the franchise most 1230 games, and that is quite an impressive amount considering he's a catcher. Obviously, since, you know, we're talking about catchers today. 1983 World Series MVP, which was the last World Series the Orioles won, and they haven't won since that 1983 World Series. That is the year also that Cal Ripken won his MVP award. The year after, he won Rookie of the Year. And there it says for the description, there are Orioles catchers with better numbers and more accolades, but Dempsey is the choice here for the full scope of his work. And he was more of a defensive guy. He wasn't really a great offensive player. He was, you know, very good with the glove, but not so great with the stick. And all right, next up is the Rays. Dioner Navarro, he played only from 2006 to 2010. I mean, the Rays have not been a team very long, relatively speaking, compared to teams like the Yankees and the Red Sox, which we are going to be getting to here very shortly. He was an all-star in 2008, and it says that he doesn't really lead Rays catchers in any offensive categories, but he did help the team win, turning in his best season during the franchise's World Series run in 2008. And so I guess that's what ultimately is going to put him ahead here, is just because he helped them to a World Series. They didn't actually win that World Series. I'm pretty sure that was against the Phillies, and they lost that. I'll probably correct myself if I completely butchered that. All right, next up is the Red Sox. Carlton Fisk, he played in 1969, and he must have taken a year off, or he just got sent back down. He played from 71 to 80, and a key fact is he is second all-time in games caught, 2,226. And so it says Jason Varitek was the Red Sox captain for 7 years, but Fisk's all-around excellence on offense and defense and his iconic homer in Game 6 of the 1975 World Series gives him the edge. The Yankees, you know anything about baseball, when it comes to baseball knowledge and baseball IQ, Yogi Berra is in the top 5 for sure of the most baseball IQ of any player to ever play the game. Not only was he an amazing player, he just was an excellent student and teacher of the game. He just knew the game inside and out. You look at his quotes, search up Yogi Berra quotes on the internet, you're going to come across stuff that's just unlike anything you've ever seen before. And so a key fact here is he has 1,430 RBIs, which is the most among Major League catchers total, and that makes a lot of sense why he's the #1 catcher for the Yankees. The Indians, Victor Martinez, 2002 to 2009, and he is the first and only Indians catcher to reach 100 home runs and holds the team's highest batting average for catchers with at least 500 bats. Victor Martinez was a really good offensive player. His defense wasn't that great. That's why he moved to DH eventually with the Tigers when he went there. And Royals, Salvador Perez, 2011 to present day. He has not left the team yet. He just came off of Tommy John surgery, so he is recovering, and he'll probably be ready by the time season starts, or if it starts at all. Key facts, he has been to 6 All-Star games, and he has 5 Gold Gloves. This guy's all-around game is just fantastic. In the 2014 ALCS, the Royals swept the Orioles, And this guy was a major part of why we got swept, because his offensive game was just so good and his glove was just ridiculous. He threw out guys from his knees all the time, easily. Tigers is Bill Freehan, and to be honest with you, I have no idea who this guy even is. He's an 11-time All-Star. I should know who this guy is, which is why we have our handy-dandy baseball reference, which helps us out with anything that we need. He is a 262 career hitter, 200 home runs for his career. Wow, I did not know that. He almost had 1,600 hits, 340 on base, 752 OPS. So not amazing offensive stats, but catchers aren't really known for their offense, so that is not surprising at all. He was an 11-time All-Star. He won the Gold Glove quite a bit, 5 times. He was in the 1968 World Series as well. Wow, I did not know that. Okay, so the Tigers, I would have guessed it was going to be like Alex Avila or something like that. And the Twins is going to be Joe Mauer. I mean, this is really not hard to understand at all. He played from 2004 to 2018, just an amazing player. He is the first and only American League catcher ever to win the batting title, and he did it 3 times. So a catcher that can rake, can hit for high average, that is not a very common thing. He's so good. The #1 overall pick, he lived up to that. And White Sox is going to be Carlton Fisk. So wow, Carlton Fisk makes this list twice. Wait a second. So 71 to 8. Okay, so he played for the Red Sox from 71 to 80, and he played from the White Sox. That makes sense. He took over. So he played from 1981 to 1983, and he tops all White Sox catchers in homers, doubles, runs scored, RBIs, and slugging percentage. And he signed a 5-year deal worth $2.9 million. That was quite a big contract back in 1981. And he immediately changed the culture of a franchise that hadn't made a playoff appearance since 1959. So wow, a quick math. A few moments later. 22 years. It's pretty crazy. I mean, he made the list for the Red Sox and the White Sox. Pretty weird. So he just owns the Sox, I guess. He must have a Sox business or something. And moving on to AL West, Angels is going to be Bob Boone. I'm not so sure I know who this guy is. He's played from 1982 to 1988. He's a 4-time Gold Glove winner. Hey, if he's making this list, he must be somewhat good. The Astros is going to be Brad Ausmus, 1997 to 1998. And he played from 2001 to 2008. So he had a little bit of a break, came back, and he was on 5 Astros playoff teams, so that's pretty impressive. He's a 251 career hitter, 669 OPS, so yeah, his offensive stats were not impressive really at all. All right, moving on to the Athletics, Mickey Cochrane. He played from 1925 to 1933, and he has a 39.8 WAR, which is the highest in club history. That guy's name sounds familiar. I've probably seen him in a baseball quiz or two. Mariners is going to be Dan Wilson. He has 1251 career games, and that's 405 more than any other catcher in franchise history. So a key part of this list is just durability and just how long you were on the team, really. I mean, because if you're on the team for a long time, probably means you're good. Probably means you can stay with the team. And the next, Rangers, Ivan Rodriguez, Pudge Rodriguez, some of you may know him by. He played from 1991 to 2002, and he played also with the Rangers at 2009. 11 full seasons with the Rangers, 10 All-Star games, so basically every season he played with them. 10 Gold Glove pretty much every season. 1999 American League MVP, and I mean, he's one of the best catchers ever. He's arguably the best catcher ever. Yeah, he's up there. He's probably top 3 catcher of all time. National League East, all right, we're finally in the National League. The Braves, it's going to be Brian McCann. He played from 2005 to 2013, and in 2019. 43.6 F4, leads all Braves catchers and stands 6th among all players in franchise history, so that's pretty impressive. Marlins is JT Realmuto, 2014 and 2018. Before they traded him away, he was the best catcher in Marlins history, and he had really good offense, really good defense. This guy's an all-around player. He's got speed too for a catcher, which is ridiculous. And the Mets is going to be Mike Piazza, 1998 to 2005. He's the only Hall of Fame position player with a Mets cap on his plaque, so that is pretty impressive for Mike Piazza. He is the Lone Ranger. Yeah, there's no other player who's really even close to Mike Piazza for the Mets. Nationals is going to be Gary Carter. He was technically with the Expos, so he played with the Expos from 1974 to 1984, and he played also in 1992. And he played outfield early on in his career before becoming a Hall of Fame catcher, which is pretty impressive. He had a really good glove. He played just about anywhere, all the corners. Phillies is Darren Daulton. Wow, I did not know this guy even existed till this video. Darren Daulton played from 1983. Oh, well, he just played that year. He must have missed 1984. And in 1985 to 1997, he played with the Phillies, and he led the NL with 109 RBIs in 1992 for a catcher. That is pretty impressive considering they do not usually play all 162. And he was a really good defensive catcher. Not a tough decision there. JT Realmuto could possibly take over the helm if he plays the way he's been playing the last few years. for the rest of his career with the Phillies if the Phillies assign him to an extension. Starting off with Brewers, Jonathan Lucroy from 2010 to 2016. I remember him on the Brewers. He was pretty good. It was back when he had a pretty good stick and a glove. Cardinals, I mean, you didn't even have to look at this list to know. Yadier Molina, he's a future Hall of Famer in my opinion. He's one of the best, if not the best, defensive catcher of all time. He's a 2-time World Series champion, 9-time All-Star, 9-time Gold Glove winner, 4-time Platinum Glove winner. He's going to make it for his defense in the Hall of Fame, just like Ozzie Smith did. The Cubs get Gabby Hartnett. Okay, I'm butchering this guy's name. Gabby Hartnett. Okay, he played from 1922 to 1940. That's why I don't know him, because he played in the 20s. I mean, I know Babe Ruth and those guys, but I don't know this dude. 52.7 F4. That's pretty impressive. I did not know this guy even existed. 204 home runs, the club record for catcher. Played in all 4 World Series, 1929 to 1938. That's pretty cool. And he was named to 6 All-Star teams. I mean, I guess Wilson Contreras could possibly take over this spot if he keeps up his stats that he had like last year, if he repeats that for another 10, 15 years. For the Pirates, it's Jason Kendall. This one, also, I kind of expected Jason Kendall, and he's a really good offensive catcher. Not so much the home runs. He has a really high average for his career. He leads Pirates catchers in F4, B-WAR, and homers. 67 home runs is a Pirates catcher record. Yeesh. And all right, moving on to the Reds, Johnny Bench. He was elected to the Baseball Hall of Fame in 1989. Johnny Bench is probably the best catcher of all time. For other people, they argue that maybe it's Pudge, maybe it's Mike Piazza, maybe it's other guys, but Johnny Bench, definitely top 3 catcher of all time. You can't argue that. Won an NL MVP award twice, and he spent his entire 17-year career with Cincinnati. Not a lot of guys get to spend their whole career with Uno team. D-backs is Miguel Montero. I remember when he played for the D-backs, he was pretty good. 23.3 F4 is the 3rd highest in club history, ranking only behind Paul Goldschmidt and Luis Gonzalez. So he's actually one of the best D-backs players in club history. So that's pretty impressive. Roy Campanella is the Dodgers catcher. I mean, on Baseball Reference, and it's really impressive. He's a 3-time MVP award winner. He's going to get the spot over Mike Piazza and Mike Socha. So those guys didn't play nearly as long as Roy Campanella. He only played from 1948 to 1957. His 57.4% mark for throwing out potential base stealers still is an all-time record. So that is pretty impressive right there. And the Giants is going to be Buster Posey. He is still playing. He's been playing since 2009. He's one of 3 players to catch 3 no-hitters and win 3 World Series titles. So that's pretty impressive. That's also just a stroke of luck. Does it with the glove. He does it with the stick. He's still pretty good. I mean, he's not amazing anymore, but he still does it with the glove. The Padres is Benito Santiago. He played from 1986 to 1992. He won the Gold Glove Award in 3 straight seasons from 1988 to 1990 and is the only catcher in Padres history to win that award. From his 34-game hitting streak in 1987, a Major League record that still stands among rookies and among catchers. He won the Rookie of the Year with the Padres. Rockies is Yorvit Torrealba. He played from 2006 to 2009, and he played in 2013. I remember this guy a little bit. He has an 805 postseason OPS in 15 Rockies postseason games. He has a 694 career regular season OPS, which is not incredible. Chris Iannetta, he gets the nod because of his help with the 2007 World Series run. List, I liked it a lot. There was a lot of guys on here that were no-brainers, so they couldn't have possibly messed it up, but I felt like a couple of them, like I felt like Rocky should have been Chris Iannetta. I mean, I don't really care that he helped him to a World Series run. They didn't win. They still don't have a World Series, so I don't think that should have been the case there. There's a lot of guys on here that could have been beat out by other players just by statistics alone in the regular season. It was pretty interesting to do this, and I really like doing this video, so if you guys enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video, hopefully for First Baseman. Later.